WesTweli here.
It's currently like, okay, so it's 3:15, I want to say, or something like that. We've been chilling at a Smash Fest at Casa del West Tower. I don't know, how's it been so far? You've been here longer than I have.
Oh, at my house?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess it's another day for you, but like, I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, but I don't know. We were kind of bored and we're talking about some random shit, and so we're like, might as well like throw it on a camera, see what like necessarily happens. But I guess like, okay, so another thing that we could talk about is like describe like your high school college experience and how it pivoted and like how you found Smash through that, because we're talking about like why things have been better as of recently. But
Basically, I've always played Smash. Like, because I started off with Melee, my cousins, because I was like, alright, I was full with games, I got a lot of games, and then I was like, I always passed by Melee. I was like, man, this game looks weird. Like,
oh no,
oh yeah,
I was
like,
hooked when I first saw it.
I was like, you know, I didn't even recognize that it was the same game as 64, which I played so much with my cousins, because they had a 64. And I was like, you know what, I got all these games, I'm gonna try out Melee. Let's just screw it. Let's go with Melee. I fell in love and I was like, this plays a lot like 64. And then I remember I took it to my cousin's house like a few weeks later, and they're like, oh yeah, this is the sequel to 64. I'm like, oh, that's why this game.
Everything
is
just clicks together like.
And then I remember I was a Fox main back then before I knew anything.
I was too.
Like a lot of people use Fox. He's just a fun character.
Playing with cousins,
Yeah, and
chilling.
then-
What does that kind of blossom into? Do you kind of drop the game, do other things? Do you pick up Brawl a little bit? Or?
Yeah, because I remember I got Brawl and they were into that too, but mostly like some of them were into the competitive scene. Like two of them were, and then I would play with them a little bit, and I was using Puff because I was like, I have a one-hit kill move. This is badass.
Brawl Puff, by the way, sick.
They're going to, I forgot what tournament it was. It reminded me a lot. Like the venue actually reminded me a lot of like the pound they showed in the Smash Legendary. Excuse me. So. It's been a long night. So, and then they're like, you know what, we'll enter you, you know, let's keep practicing, we'll enter you. And I was like, alright, sure. I'm like, I'm 10. I'm like, sure, I'll do this.
The young guy.
And then they're like, you know what, well, like, you need a tag. And I'm just like, I don't have a tag, I don't know what to tell you. And then they're all like, you know what, just go with Hero Puff. Since you use Puff, you know, you're pretty good with Puff, go with Hero Puff, which I wasn't good. I didn't know anything, like, besides just forward throw, or forward air, and just the forward air, and resting when I felt like it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't even remember how I did in that tournament. I just remember playing a shit ton.
I would argue that it wasn't important.
I
said I would argue that it wasn't important.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't.
So that starts you off, I'm assuming you don't go like super hard in Brawl, but do you still like from time to time enter tournaments? Or?
So like with Brawl, like it started off super casual because I'm like, I'm not really about this, because I was young. I'm like, I'm not really about this competitive life. We'll just play items on Hyrule Temple 4-player.
Do you use Stage Creator at all?
Yeah.
Because
there was a map we played called the Doom map. We make a big box.
I feel like everyone has their own Doom map.
One hole on the top, and you have one life. And then you just have to see as long as you look. I hope it's tech.
That's actually that's where everyone learns how to tech for the first time. Like
but we started from that, and then like as I got older into high school. Oh shit! As I got older into high school, I started learning more and more about the competitive scene again. Like for Brawl, I'm like, oh, I forgot this actually existed. And then I'm like, you know what, guys? No items. We still did 5 stock. We're like, no items. No items. And then like I figured out, oh, they do 3 stock. Guys, 3 stocks. We still did 4-player. And then I was like, it's a game more and more like, all right, let's do 4-player rotations. Like, so I kind of started having my friends from high school like, oh, let's just do the serious stuff. And I was just a Falco that chain grabbed because I thought I was good. Bro.
I mean, you probably were.
Probably in my neighborhood, I was probably like the best in the world. Little did we know, but you always need that waking up moment. Everyone has that moment when they wake up and Smash. They're like, they got that one tournament because I remember I went to VG Yukon in 2014, I think, or 2014, 2015. It was called Video Gamers Unite. It was in DC, and they really had a tournament for Brawl, and I went 0-2 hard, and I was like,
Were dreams broken?
and I was like, I don't even remember the people that I lost to, but I just think the people were good.
You've probably ran
Back
into
then.
them a bunch of times too.
Yeah, that's crazy. And maybe, and I'm just like, all right, I actually want to get good at this game. And it's always that either way. Like, either like you want to get good or you're like, all right, I'm done. This is kind of ridiculous. These tryhards, these sweaty nerds saying no. I was like, I want to be a tryhard in this way. I want to sit in my basement some more, which we're in my basement right now.
Nice basement, by the way.
Yeah,
I agree. It's cozy.
The reason I bought the Wii basically was for Smash 4. So I'm like, you know what? I'm a Smash Brothers fan. I'm gonna get this, and slowly but surely, I was like, you know, I'm gonna go to tournaments. And back then, Average Joe was like my rival. Because when I made
you told me about this, but elaborate a little more.
Yeah, like so, whenever we used to play, it was a hard time, and like that was when Delfino was legal, so when Castle Siege was legal.
Hashtag legalize Delfino.
That was when Halberd was legal. And that's when also he had a secondary Fox.
Ooh.
That's when I used Mario mostly. I still have Mario, but secondary Peach and Greninja. That was gross. That was also my very first time. This tournament I'm thinking of specifically was my very first time I ever attempted to commentate. And I wish I could find that VOD. I don't know if I can, but it was. I could just know it was really bad, especially when my friend told me when he saw it. But that tournament right there, especially because I got second, even though I lost to the Average Joe again, because Peyton Ogre was at the tournament. That was when he was a Ness. That was really like ignited the whole thing for like me wanting to actually keep going. Granted, I took a break after that tournament because that was like I was just about to graduate from high school, and then I was about to go into college, all that stuff. But that was really where it was like I want to just really want to get good at Smash, specifically Smash 4.
So yeah, and the rest is pretty much history.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess really quickly then I'll just kind of keep it like topical. I will kind of shadow your timeline with my own timeline, and then we'll probably like cut it and give it a wrap. But so a lot of my Melee experiences came from playing a ton with my brothers, with my neighborhood friends, some of my best friends that we always saw. Like Melee was that game. I can still remember the first time I played Smash 64 as well. I was probably like 4 years old or something. Played some Samus in 64, and so I already had that feeling where I was like, there's something about this that's like amazing. Would still play 64 and play Melee. It was that game too that we played like up until like 4 or 5 in the morning, which is pretty much kind of what we've been doing the same thing, which is what I love about this game is I'm doing kind of the same thing that I did since I was 7. But also when you're sitting at like, I don't know, like 3 a.m. playing Smash with your friends, you literally are like your kid. That's the closest you can ever get to being kid drunk. So I've always loved Melee, and I would continually play a lot of like single player, a lot too. Like even when I started playing shooters and other like just different types of games or Nintendo games, or I played Brawl for a while too. I mean, like I best friend with that game. I want to say I main DDD, but like casually.
I don't know.
But fast forwarding, so I got pretty good at Call of Duty for a while, and I would get really into. What's funny is I first wanted to be a commentator, but not a Smash commentator, a literal kind of. And I guess I watched a lot of like really early gaming videos of YouTube. People watch people like Hutch and like CNETers, internet, but like the difference was the people that talked over their shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're sitting there and you're like, I don't even give a fuck about like the fact that they're going like, I don't know, 41 and like 0 or something. Like it was just like the fact that like the idea of like casting your personality over the internet, and then me sitting there and like even listening to like really simple things like stories and just different like things about the person. Like the first time that I like talked with a girl and this funny thing happened, or like here's random shenanigans of like me in my hometown and stuff. And so I was really inspired. But anyway, I'm saying all of this just because that's where I first got introduced around 2012, 2013 era. I want to say it was either a Zenith or an early Apex that I saw recent videos of, but I remember watching Dr. PP versus Armada. Like it's really hard if you can't remember, but like the first time that you see competitive Melee played, you just are questioning like how did they even go that fast? Like how are they able to play with like such intensity, and like you saw people in the background and like just being in awe too of like Prague and D1 and the way that like I didn't even know them at the time, but they were able to like really draw me into the experience, make me feel like I was a part of the tournament, even when it was happening like 3 months later on like VG boot camp. But I would keep watching every time that there was these big tournaments. I guess I was just somehow in the loop. And then I don't know, like when things like the Spirit Bomb happened, or I remember watching the first Evo and like just kind of losing it and just like kind of video fiending as well as just playing a lot. And so that playing a lot, I went to a few just super minor. I guess the apex of my Melee career was like going like, I want to say like 2-2 at SmashCon or like something random. But like it was just really fun. It was really fun practicing movement all the time. But this is all, I'm saying this all to lead up to the point that I kind of, when Smash 4 came out, I bought it, pre-ordered it on the 3DS, pre-ordered it for the Wii U. I bought a Wii U kind of just because of Smash 4. But after playing so much Melee, and at this time I was going to like JMU locals and like other random things. But I was still in high school, and our Fredericksburg community for Melee sucked, so it wasn't really worth my time a lot of the time to like even travel out to Melee things. But what was worth my time was Sage Madison, Smash 4 local. Already I was like, you know what? It's Wii U. These people kind of fundamentally don't know as well how much to play this game. I happen to play Melee, and I'm dope, so I'm going to have like a day 2 Sheik, and I'm going to take it to this tournament, and it's going to be amazing. Like experience, so that when I play Melee later on, I won't be as nervous and stuff when I'm going to these other events and whatnot, which is a
Sheik
pretty...
was busted back then, too.
Sheik was busted, too. Like, I was hitting, like, it was, like, so pick up and play. And I was still keeping up, and I was keeping tabs on what was happening at the Smash, like, 4, just especially locally as well. I really like watching Smash God, Junebug, I mean, watching Boss week in, week out, and stuff like that on VG Boot Camp. So, I don't know, it wasn't, like, the whole time, like, I had respect for the community and everything, and I liked both games, but it just kind of wasn't my cup of tea. And I played Sheik, and I beat like a Yoshi. I beat a couple of the people that like you knew were like playing it because the game was new and they sucked. I got dropped into losers by somebody who probably knew how to play the game, and then I go into losers. I believe at that point I had made like top 8 at least or something, which it wasn't like a super huge tournament anyway. But I want to say I went either 4-2 or 3-2. And then I lost to this man who is not on camera right now, but Double C and his Greninja, which I had literally to that point never seen a Greninja play before. No Johns, by the way. He beat me, and he double 3-stocked me because we were doing Virginia rules, whatever that means, because whoever the TU at the time, yeah, we had 3-stock, which I think is really funny that they claimed for the entirety of Virginia what we did, even though it was obviously some Fredericksburg random rules or whatever. It was whack. But nonetheless, Double C like double 3-stocks me, and then I was like, this is not a good feeling.
I want to get good with this.
No, not even. I was like, all right, back to Melee. That was fun. I proved myself, you know what I mean. My other friend who came with went 0-2, you know, we were just kind of whatever. And I continued to play a little more Melee. And then I ended up, so it wasn't until I started playing Smash 4 a lot, my other friends who were a little more casual about it, because I still had the same thing where I was playing a bunch of Melee with my high school friends who liked the game, but weren't like crazy passionate, like up at night watching YouTube videos like I was, because like when the Smash bug infects you, like you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Like that's just, it's over, it's a wrap. And like you will, and I was just sitting there just realizing like, I like this game a little more than a lot of things like in life itself. I would play a lot of casual Smash 4 to appease my other friends as well, who just tended to like Smash 4 a little better. They were better than me at the game because the physics engines were really different. And so we decided to play like some random matches and stuff. And I was going random and we were rotating and stuff. I ended up taking my cursor, I place it on random, and it picks Rob. And I had never played Rob in Brawl. I wasn't a fan of projectiles. I played a lot of Melee Peach, which I enjoyed, because I played most of the characters in Melee, because I had all the time in the world to practice different secondaries. But there's something about Rob doing that stupid, like I used his up air, and I think I hit like 3 up airs in a row using my up B, because I was like, that's probably a thing, and I killed it like something stupid on Town and City. He had his pre-patch up throw, which was also busted too. Like all the check marks of the boxes of like this character's obviously broken were occurring every time. As I said, like every time I would like jump and like I understood even before anyone really sat down and told me that there was a 50-50 on the down throw, and so I was just killing my friends with all of their characters, ooh, and then just knocking them off like the top lasso, and I was like, what a ridiculous character. Like, what a fun... And, like, his animations are silly, too, and every Rob main will tell you how goofy the character is and stuff. And it was just fun kind of implementing his awkward timings and just kind of the weirdness of him. You can't go wrong with that, like, huge spike hitbox that you have as well. And so I was like, this is the character for me. And so, therefore, I went back to Sage Manus Game Haven a second time. I ran it back, and I went and... I lost to Luigi main at the time. I played him, and it was kind of close. My Rob was still really bad, and I actually have the video on my phone. Round 2, I go 0-2 this tournament with my first Rob that I had actually like kind of practiced a decent amount and beat my friends with and whatnot. And I play a man who's inspired me a lot to play the way that I do today. I played Boss, really close though. And so I played Boss round 2, I think. Or maybe I got a bye and I played him first or something. I don't know. But I played Boss, and I still have the video on my phone. It is absolutely hilarious. He's like up-being me off of rolls. He's like just doing all sorts of nutty things. I think he like gimped me, and I did my first ever Black Hawk down side B at the bottom of the stage after he like double dipped me with his dare. It was wild, and I was like, sick, like, because I obviously, like, I had been watching Boss for, like, 2 years at this point, like, I was just, like, Craig-esque, like, that was fun.
And at that point, like, when you first meet someone like that, you're like,
yeah,
oh my god, it's Boss.
I don't know if I was like that, too. I think I knew from, like, a young, like, I knew, especially, like, I was like, I'm never gonna, like, with top players, like, I'm never gonna be like, but at the same time, I was like, this is pretty cool, like, this is pretty cool that, like, this random game brought me, random high school in Fredericksburg, with this dude, like, until this past night, like, most Xanadu wins in history, you know what I mean, like, has added so much to the community and done more for not only Smash 4, but I mean, Project M, and a few other games, and Melee as well, you know.
And before this video gets removed,
we lost that VGB's sponsorship, but it's okay. That was pretty inspiring. I kept going to Mantis, kind of kept, like, scrubbing it up for a little while, understanding, and then I immediately kind of understood, like, oh, this game, while it may, and I don't want to say slower pace, but while it may, like, you really have to think about, like, resetting neutral and the interactions and stuff, and I still, to this day, have so much button pressing syndrome in me, because I just love pressing buttons. Like, I love my hands moving, and, like, the combo game, and, like, really extending, and the creativity of a combo. But at the same time, this game really made me realize, and I kept kind of playing it in hopes that I would eventually return to Melee, but now, even today, when I play Melee, and even, like, 3 months into playing Smash 4 every single Friday just for fun, I realized that it was really hard to switch back between the two games. Props to people who can do it pretty consistently, but it was really rough. And then from there, I don't know, I just kind of kept progressing at Mantis. I don't know, kind of established myself in the Mantis community. But that's a story for another day. That's kind of how I got to where I am and how I got here at Casa del West Tower here at like 3:30 in the morning. So if you guys are watching this video, thank you guys so much. As I said, we're just kind of like, you know what, we're going to make a video. So anyway, special thanks to all the homies who supported both of us on the come up. And just the people, even the ones that we forget, who just kind of like, I don't know, forced us on the path and put us into this place at this exact moment. But anyway, so we're going to try to do more vloggy kind of stuff in the future. You can definitely follow us on our YouTube channel. But more importantly, tune into the Runback. We will have episodes posted on the same exact channel as well.
Yeah, it'll be at or twitch.tv/TheCaveFairfax.
Yep,
Probably be a caption or something.
Yep, and if you want to see us more, we will be commentating every Thursday at the Cave Fairfax. Yeah, we're taking over everything in 2017, so click that subscribe button. We got plenty more in the pipeline for you guys.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, our Twitters will be in the description below. So, and if you want like more stuff like this, definitely let us know in the comments.
As I said, West Tower, Super Twelly. We're basically out of here. Keep grinding and keep having fun with it, y'all. We will see you guys later.
Peace.
Ooh! and then